In this video, we are going to look at how we can make a simple vase or vase using a 2D profile that we've sketched out and the revolve tool. As ever, we're going to start by saving, and I'm going to call this one simple vase, and I'm going to confirm with you again that I've got my camera in orthographic, and also remind you that in this video I'll be having my active component visibility switched off. Okay, so we are, again, good practice just to start a new component. I'm just going to call it vase body. I might create like a stopper or something, or a base in the future. Okay, so a sketch. We're going to sketch in either of these planes is fine, but I'm going to go from here, which is, as you can see in the view cube here, the front. And I'm going to start off by using the line tool. So I'm going to specify how tall my vase is going to be. So I'm going to say 120 millimeters, which is 12 centimeters. I'm going to use 2 fingers to pan that down. I'm then going to see how much of a radius I'm going to have. So this is going to be like half the width, remember, of the base. So I'm going to say 33 centimeters, and I'm also going to use the line tool to specify the top. So the top, maybe I'm going to go for 22. Okay, and now I'm going to create like an organic kind of curve here that's going to be the body kind of side profile of my vase. So, oh sorry, I should say I'm going to click on the fit point spline, which you can also find down here. You've got 2 different options, and we'll look at the control point in the future. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to drop a bunch of points. You can use as many as you want. The more you use, the more control you have. What am I doing here? This is going to be a bit wacky, but okay. Maybe not quite what I had intended. You can do whatever kind of line suits you. So I can click here at the end. I could press escape, but it's probably best just to click on the green little tick there. And you'll see that you've got, if I hit escape and I go back to a normal kind of arrow here, you can move these points about, and you can actually drag the handles as well in order to adjust the kind of curve here. So let me try and salvage this a little bit. I fear that I'm actually making it worse. Okay, I'm going to leave it there before I do anything that makes it even worse than it is. This is not going to be the most pretty. So I'm going to say finish sketch, and you can hit the home button, and we're going to use this revolve, which is on the quick access, but you can also find it down here with a whole bunch of other stuff. Remember, if you pop your cursor over it and hold it there, it will give you a little explanation. So I'm going to choose my profile. It might have done this automatically for you. If so, you can move straight on to clicking on the axis. And because we started with our origin here, we can just use that. So we can click on it once. It's going to default to 360, but you can see that you can actually adjust that. You can type in manually as well. So I'm going to say OK to 360. I'm going to hit the home button. And here's my rather weird looking vase that I've made here. I'm going to use the shell tool. I'm going to click on the top, and this is going to allow me to hollow out the inside. I'm going to make it 3. I guess it's because of my weird kind of top, but it's actually going to hollow things out because of the weird nature of the top of my ball here. That kind of looks a little bit strange. I'm not loving that. Let me go back. So this is the good lesson. You can actually, again, using the timeline, you can click in my sketch, and I can say edit sketch, and I can go back in here and really try to make something more like what I intended. So I'm going to move these about. Yeah. This looks a bit better. So I'm going to say finish sketch. And you'll notice that once I finish my sketch again, it will go back to the end of the timeline, and those other steps will still have been carried out. So you can actually go back and edit stuff, and then it will have an impact to the final stage, and this looks a lot more like what I was looking for. I've got a base, and I've got 3mm consistent walls throughout. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do a fillet just on the outside edge. And you can type in 1, how does that look? 2, how does that look? 3, I guess it's going to match the thickness of the walls. So that looks pretty nice. And I'm not going to do too much more to this other than apply an appearance by clicking A. And let me try like a metallic-y type one. So let me go with bronze, why not? It's not something I use a lot. You'll see here that I need to download either of these. So I'm going to choose the patina bronze. I'm going to click there. You see the little download arrow. And now I can just drag it across and drop it in there. I can click close. This is not like the final rendering. That comes when we look at the actual render space, but we're not going to go in there right now. I will say that if you want to look at it in a more kind of perspective view, you can. And also you can change the environment a little bit. So some people don't like the white. Maybe you're like a more dark mode type kind of person. So you can try out these environments until you find one. Whoa, that's going to blow out your brightness there. Yeah, I think I actually prefer just working in the kind of default, or if it's maybe a little bit bright, going for the River Rubicon is a nice kind of dark mode type kind of style. Yeah, but that's a simple little vase or vase, and you can imagine how you can use a similar technique to make like a mug or a cup, and lots of other things which are cylindrical by nature.